So we're going to come back here today with the proper version of Nic Fit this time. So on the Marathon streams, I did play a quote-unquote Nic Fit deck, but that deck was more of just Wither Chain combo with Grief Scam in it, whereas this is more proper Nic Fit. So Nic Fit is... there's a lot of different ways to build the deck, but it's usually a green mid-range deck that's built around Veteran Explorer. So Veteran Explorer is a 1-mana 1/1 that when it dies, each player searches their library for up to 2 basic lands and puts them onto the battlefield. So in Legacy, a lot of decks are playing... So most decks are playing some amount of basics in order to get around Wasteland, but not all of them are playing basics, and even the decks that are playing basics are usually only playing like 1 or 2. So the Veteran Explorer benefits you having more basics than your opponent, and then you will use the mana off of the basic lands that you get here to leverage higher cost stuff. So in this case in particular, this deck is more of like a sack deck. So if you're familiar with sack in Pioneer, with Mayhem Devil, there's going to be a lot of that in here. But let's just go over the cards. So mana base, fairly straightforward. Fetches, there's 1 Taiga, 2 Bayous, 1 Badlands, a bunch of basics, 1 Cavern of Souls, and 3 Besajus, and 1 Dryad Arbor to fetch. Then on 1, we've got Cabal Therapy. Again, we're going to need lots of sack-related stuff for the Mayhem Devils and other sack shenanigans, and to sacrifice our Veteran Explorers. There's 1 Sylvan Safekeeper, Bowmasters, only 3 of, 1 of Collector Oof, Once Upon a Time, Mayhem Devil, of course, to get all of the sack triggers to eventually just burn our opponent out or shoot random X1s, 1 Grist, and then Indoraptor, the Perfect Hybrid, which is a card probably almost no one is familiar with. So it's 1 red and a hybrid Golgari mana for a 3/1 with Bloodthirst X. This creature enters the battlefield with X plus 1 counters on it, where X is the damage dealt to your opponents this turn. It has Menace and it has Enrage. Whenever Indoraptor the Perfect Hybrid is dealt damage, choose an opponent at random, so your opponent. It deals damage equal to its power to that player unless they sack a non-token creature. Then we've got Snuff Out, Undermountain Adventurer as a 1-of for the initiative. This is 3/4 Vigilance, enters, take the initiative, tap, add double green. If you've completed a dungeon, add 6 green. Skyfisher Spider, the old draft chaff coming in. 4 mana, 3/3 reach. When it enters, you may sack another creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent. And when it dies, you may gain 1 life for each creature in your graveyard. If you do, exile it from your graveyard. 2 Titanias. ETB, return a land from grave to the battlefield. Whenever a land you control is put into a grave from the battlefield, create a 5/3. GSZ, which can go fetch whatever we need. In the green slot, is unfortunate that Mayhem Devil is one of our biggest creatures in the deck, and we can't get it with GSZ, but so be it. And then Greater Gargadon, which is in here mostly, again, just to have a way to sack stuff. So you can suspend a Greater Gargadon and then get like a Mayhem Devil out and then just sack a whole bunch of stuff, including your lands, trigger Mayhem Devil a bunch of times to kill your opponent. In the sideboard, we've got a Mindbreak Trap for Storm, we've got Red and Pyroblasts for blue decks, we've got Opposition Agent for anything that searches, 1 Plague Engineer, 4 Leyline of the Void for graveyards, Pernicious Deed to wipe out permanents, and then Glissa Sunslayer. It's a 3 mana 3/3 first strike death touch. When it deals combat damage to a player, you choose to either draw a card, lose a life, destroy an enchantment, or remove 3 counters from a permanent. So a couple of things. Indoraptor having Enrage. You can't trigger this with too much, but you can Bowmasters to target your own Indoraptor. You can also Mayhem Devil triggers to target your Indoraptor. So that is one way that you can deal a whole bunch of damage out of nowhere. So let's say you have got like a Mayhem Devil and you've got your Indoraptor, which hopefully is bigger than an X1. You sack them multiple things, you keep targeting the Indoraptor with Mayhem Devil, and then you trigger it a whole bunch of times, deal a whole bunch of damage to your opponent, or they have to sack stuff. Anyways, this is going to be at least this sacrifice variant of Nic Fit. Let's go ahead and jump into Legacy. All right, this looks acceptable, I guess. We're on the draw. Keep. So we can go Once Upon a Time, suspend Gargadon. We actually don't even have to Once Upon a Time because suspending Gargadon isn't casting a spell. Interesting. Mountain. Skirk Prospector. Okay. Well then. Do I just GSZ for a Dryad Arbor to ramp? Because the Bowmasters is going to be important too. All right, let's cast Once Upon a Time. Gargadon Oof. Is Oof going to be relevant? They didn't play an Aether Vial. I mean, they hypothetically might have like Lotus Petal or something, but I don't need a second Gargadon. I guess I'll just take Taiga. Yeah, and then let's GSC for 0. All right, so I have another GSC. So in the following turns, what's the likely thing that I'm going to grab with it? Not Safekeeper. Titania is going to be probably too slow here. It might be Veteran. All right, so grab Dryad. Over to them. Cavern on Goblin. They're attacking. All right, I'll block this. I don't actually need to have this as ramp. Just get this out of here. And then if they have another Goblin, I can Bowmasters. All right, Verdant. We just don't have a lot going on, do we? No, let's just pass back to them. The fact that they've done so little in the first 2 turns tells me it's probably Sticker Goblin into Explosive turn is the likely outcome here. No, just another Prospector. All right, end of turn fetch. Let's grab a Swamp. Then let's Bowmasters. Target here. Okay, they should have sacked to prevent me from getting the Orc token, but whatever. Another Bowmasters. Right, Bowmasters. Target you. Suspend Gargadon. Combat. Attack for 3. Cavern of Souls. On Goblin. War Chief. Okay. I guess their hand's just really bad. Swing. No blocks. All right, so tick down on Gargadon. Let's just go get Indoraptor post-combat. So, combat, swing, play Viseju, GSC, 3, go grab Indoraptor. 7-5 Menace, City of Traders. All right, are they finally going to play Muxus? Simian Spirit Guide. No, okay, so their hand is just terrible. Got it. Tick down Gargadon. Combat. Let's just keep attacking with everything. Block there. Sure. Go to damage. Let's play Titania. Get back Dryad Arbor. This is also a nice little combo with Titania and Gargadon, which is that you can sack all your lands and trigger Titania a million times. All right. So I don't know. They just kept a hand that didn't do anything. Oh, let's see. So no, Opposition Agent is potentially useful because of Matron. Plague Engineer, definitely. Pernicious Deed, probably. What is bad in this matchup? So they're goblins, so they dump stuff super fast, and there's nothing in their hand that you really like have to take. So Cabal Therapy doesn't seem that good. Sylvan Safekeeper also doesn't seem very good. Oh, Collect Roof is also probably useless. The rest of this is fine. Let's cut these and bring in these. Hand's a little slow. Actually, I have Zenith turn 1 for Dryad Arbor, turn 2 Plague Engineer on Goblins. That seems decent. Keep Mountain. Ooh, and an Oppo Agent. All right, Bayou, Green, GSC, Cavern on Goblin, Battlecry Goblin. Uh-huh. All right, so play this. Is it better to get Oppo Agent down right now? No, it's better to get Plague Engineer down. All right, Plague Engineer, name Goblin, over to them. The heck hands are they keep? Pyrokinesis? Wow, exiling Mux, pretty rough. I was wondering like what hand are they keeping that doesn't have a Mox or a Aether Vial in it? I guess that. What'd they hit? Chrome Mox, Shatterskull, another Battlecry Goblin. That's pretty rough. So Indoraptor is a... So I don't want to give them a bunch of mana for these Battlecry Goblins. So what am I doing? I have Veteran Explorer, but then I can't play anything else. I could flash an Opposition Agent and block this thing, which is not even that good, right? Because on their turn, they're going to go second Battlecry Goblin, activate, attack with everything. There's nothing I can really GSZ for right here. I think I just got to kind of hold out. So maybe I go Veteran and GSC for another Veteran and just get a bunch of mana. Yeah, all right. Veteran, fetch, GSC, grab another Veteran. Over to them. Broadside Bombardiers. Sacrifice another creature or artifact. It deals 2 damage equal to... It deals damage equal to 2 plus the sacrifice permanent's mana value to any target. Activate only if this attacked, and only once each turn. But it also has haste. It's a 2/3? No, it's a 2/2. All right, I guess I double block it. Like, they can sack the token to kill one of the Veteran Explorers and keep their guy alive, which I guess is what they're going to do. Exile Simian Spirit Guide. Pump with the Goblin. All right, no, we go to 7, both the Veteran Explorers trigger. So use the ability, Swamp, Mountain, use the ability. Okay, so a bunch of lands, Bombardiers, so rough. Opposition Agent, I mean, this alone kills us, right? 2 plus the sacrifice mana value to any target, so we just die the moment they attack us. Yeah, all right, we're dead. Oh, it can only activate once a turn. I did not read that. Why is that in the freaking reminder text? I think we're still dead anyway, though, right? I just play 2 creatures, and they still have a bunch of this plus a ton of Battlecry activations. All right, I mean, that still seems correct. Another neat little synergy, I guess, is Veteran Explorer plus Opposition Agent, if you can get them down in the right order. All right, I'll play for game 3. What do we got? Probably want to ramp with Dryad and then play Veteran. All right, keep. Can possibly use Undermountain on turn 3 to get ahead. So Forest, GSC, grab Dryad Arbor, over to them. Skirk. Okay, land, Veteran Explorer, go. City of Traders, name Sticker Goblin. Well, they finally did the bullshit. 6 mana, cool. Matron, another name sticker. Boy, I just love losing to coin flips, right? Like, where the progression of the game depends on what random number the Sticker Goblin hits. 4, Sax Matron, Sax Sticker Goblin, Muxus, It's also very cool that Jumpstart cards get inserted into Legacy. Oh, so we lose. Yeah, all right. Do note, the only reason that this matchup was a problem is entirely supplemental cards. Sticker Goblin, Muxus. Everything else is fine. So make the goblin, then sticker goblin sacks the goblin and sacks one other thing, probably sticker goblin, and they haste their team, and I think we're just dead, right? This thing gets gigantic. I have to block both, because otherwise I'm dying. All right, how big is this? 10, 8. They can also just shoot one of my guys before I even block, right? They just sack this goblin token, shoot one of my dudes, and then I'm still dead, right? Mm-hmm. And then we block here, and then we still lose the game, eh? 8, 11, 14, however much that is. Okay. There's nothing I can draw here that will make it so that I don't die. Yeah, even Plague Engineer is not going to do anything. All right. That doesn't count. That is not legitimate. I'll play my Designed for Commander casual card into my other Designed for Casual Commander card and win the game because they're legal in Legacy for no reason. No, sorry, not no reason. Money. This hand is atrocious. Mull this. All right, this hand's a lot better. Keep this and put back... I mean, I've got turn 2 Undermountain Adventurer, right? So I put back one of my lands. Turn 2 via, we go turn 1... No, actually we don't, right? Because we suspend Gargadon, Veteran Explorer... Thoughtseize, never mind. Our whole hand falls apart. Cool. Unsets can't be fun, of course. They need to be competitive. Exactly. We need to insert the best goblin the deck has ever seen aside from Jumpstart Muxus, into Legacy. We need to insert Storm cards that let you get back every single card in your graveyard to your hand. So yeah, with Veteran Explorer gone, I have nothing to do. So Verdant... Oh, was this not a fetch land? I didn't even see... that was not a fetch land, so I wouldn't have been able to Gargadon regardless. All right, so grab Badlands. Suspend. I must be more tired than I thought. For some reason, I thought this was Verdant. Street Wraith. So is this Death Shadow? Street Wraith. Bayou. Bayou's usually not Death Shadow. Edge of Autumn. Oh, it's Doomsday? We're not beating Doomsday before they win. Not at this speed. Thoughtseize. Takes Undermountain. Play this. Go. No, I'm going to thin my deck. We have green... but we don't need double red or double black for anything in our deck. So let's go. I guess it doesn't matter what I pick then. I already have double black, so let's just get more red. Gargadon. We just keep drawing lands. So, all right. Over to them. Delta. Fetch. We can actually kill them with Gargadon if they don't have Force of Will here. Doomsday. Yep. So the thing with unsets is previously the idea was, well, how do we get the players who aren't interested in just like casual pre-release drafting to buy uncards, right? And they typically did that by... they would, put full art basics or, some other, or like Unfinity even had the shock lands in it. That would have been enough. Anything that I'm not familiar with in here? They have the Ring in their deck. Okay. How many Force of Wills are exiled? 1, 2, 3. I mean, if they have Force of Will, we lose. So Cavern on Elemental. I actually haven't cast any spells yet because they've just stripped everything out of our hand. All right. I guess cast Once Upon a Time for free. Oh, please counter this. Please counter this. No. What does the spider do for me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right. Veteran Explorer, they don't have to search their deck, right? So it doesn't matter which one I take. Yeah, all right. Tap this, cast Titania. Gargadon, sack a land. Trigger Titania. Gargadon, sack a land. Gargadon, sack a land. I mean, if this gets countered, we lose anyway. So, sack Elemental token. Cast the Gargadon. Yep, there's Force of Will. They are at 3, right? So can they Street Wraith to the win here? They can't, right? They might actually not be able to get there. The Ring. Never mind. What are we missing? Another green, another black. There's zero things I can do to not lose now, right? I can't target them with Therapy. I can't hit them. All right, cool. This player may search their deck, so they don't have to. All right, over to them. Then it's Ring, the Oracle lose. Once again, Oracle's also just bullshit. Not because of the ability, but because you can't interact with it. Like, is your opponent at 0? It doesn't even matter if you have removal. You still just lose. As opposed to Labman, where you could at least shoot it. Okay, so let's see. Oppo Agent, Bread Blasts, Mindbreak Trap, Ley Lines. So what's bad? Safekeeper, don't need that. Don't need Snuff Out. Sometimes they'll bring in Shieldred. Collector Oof just for... the Ring, no. Grist doesn't do anything. Take that away. Skyfisher is irrelevant. This is too slow. How many slots do I still need to take out after I do all this? Titania's way too slow. They don't actually cast multiple spells a turn, right? They just go Doomsday, pass, and then they just cycle a whole bunch. Yeah, okay. No Mindbreak Traps. I mean, all right. I may actually want to hold on to Beseiju, eh? So Verdant, Fetch. We need green and red so that we can suspend Gargadon. So Taiga, Verdant, Veteran Explorer. Over to them. Misty. Ooh, a Red Blast. All right, combat, swing. Then let's suspend Gargadon. And let's see. I want to have both Bowmasters and Red Blast available. So let's go Cavern on Orc. And then we'll pass them. If they fetch, we'll respond to that. Second fetch land. All right, activate this, sacking Veteran Explorer on end step. They fetch in response because they're going to brainstorm before we resolve it. Yeah, okay. I mean, they get the lands before we do, right? Well, no, we all get them simultaneously, but they just choose their lands. So use the ability, Swamp Mountain. They grabbed an island. All right, so they only have one basic in their deck then. Otherwise, they would have grabbed more. So black, this one, Bowmasters. So that does turn Beseiju into a strip mine. Target you. So back to us. Gargadon ticks down. Double Red Blast. All right, combat. Let's stop them on their draw step, I guess. Oh, wait, no. Beseiju's not a strip mine because they can just grab Underground Sea. Oh, I meant to attack. Accidentally clicked through that. Okay. Dryad Arbor. I guess I wait until they Doomsday, right? And then we do it. Tropical Island. Fetch. Another Underground Sea. Personal Tutor. All right, counter that. They're going to force it back. Exiling Brainstorm. Uh-huh. All right, second blast. No personal tutor for you. Spend, counter ticks down. Another Gargadon. Combat, attack. All right, I don't know what another Gargadon suspended is going to do, but I may as well. Back to us. These tick down. Ooh, Opposition Agent's a fantastic draw. All right, combat, attack. This really works with Beseiju. Jesus, this card's stupid. Lotus Petal. Just cast Lotus Petal. All right, end of turn, Oppo. So if I had actually attacked earlier, this would be lethal now, but because of misclicking, it's not. All right, doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, sure, they have a Petal in their deck. I'm not going to keep Collect Roof in just for that. Yeah, this is fine. Let's run it back. I was debating on whether I wanted to bring Undermountain Adventurer back in and maybe cut one of the 4 Cabal therapies for it, but I think this is fine. Huh, the only card in our hand is Dryad Arbor. Well, I guess we have Once Upon a Time to find another land, but then we can't Zenith for Dryad Arbor anyway. We have Leyline. That's not that good, though. So what am I doing? I'm going Once Upon a Time, try to find a land, playing Dryad Arbor, and putting Leyline of the Void into play. We also have a Bowmasters, which is pretty good. If they force our once, then we're completely fucked. Although I don't think they will. It's pretty close. I think I'm going to keep this. Reveal Leyline. Thoughtseize. Well, cast Once Upon a Time. All right, grab the Bayou. Took Bowmasters. Okay. I guess let's play Dryad Arbor. Over to them. I was trying to think, is there any downside to playing Dryad Arbor? I doubt they have removal. Maybe they have removal. Fetch. It's another Underground Sea. Petal. Are we getting Doomsdayed right now? Jesus. All right. Turn 2 Doomsday, and we don't have any interaction. I wish this wouldn't just, like, randomize the piles. I wish it would group all the cards together. Wait, Thoracle's in exile, so they have a second one? All right, well, I can't do anything but just Zenith, so back to them. They have 2 rings in their deck. Third land, but it's a fetch land? I'm so confused. I guess I'm going to flash Opposition Agent in, I think. The moment they try to fetch, question mark? Like, I don't understand what is even... How are they not just winning right now? All right. Edge of Autumn. I mean, I'm never going to have a better time to cast this than now, so Opposition Agent. If this Polluted Delta is required to do the thing that they need to do, then they have to fetch it now, basically. Yeah, and that screws up what order their deck is in, I guess? I don't know. So the game comes down to randomness. It depends on how their library was reconfigured after they fetched. Edge of Autumn, Cavern. All right, and then the last card's Oracle, and we die. We just didn't have red mana for Blast either. Not that it would have mattered with Cavern anyway. What actually is Nic Fit? Basically, green mid-range deck with Veteran Explorer is basically what Nic Fit is. Explorer really that good? What does it do again? It's a 1/1 that when it dies, each player searches for 2 basic lands and puts them into play untapped. So the idea is that most decks will have either no basics or only 1 basic, so you get more lands than they do. We're on the draw. This hand's okay. Keep it. You know, for the longest time, I was under the impression that Legacy was a very fair format and that it was fair because of Force of Will, but the more I play it, the more I start to think that the format is a trash format that is being duct taped together by Force of Will. And that basically Force of Will is just a giant band-aid obscuring how bad it is. Forest into Noble Hierarch. Okay, so some kind of Maverick or Depths deck is the highest likelihood here. Let's Zenith for Dryad Arbor, so... I'm probably going to want red mana, and then I can Cavern Fix for the black. So Verdant, Fetch. The state of a lot of formats is pretty rough. It's because all of them are impacted by all the bullshit cards they keep making. No format is untouched. No format is untainted. Not even Pauper. Pioneer feels the best. At least there's some mana-based restrictions and no Karn now. Pioneer's definitely not the best. Of the 1v1s, Pauper's the best. All right, so we need to get Taiga. Then GSZ. To be fair, forgot about Pauper. Yeah, that's true. I'd say don't see or hear much about it, though, aside from some mates at Uni, so now I'm in the loop. It's because WotC and game stores can't make money off of it because the decks are so cheap. So nobody pushes it. So as an example, here's all the pauper decks. Like here's the top pauper decks. Look at the cost of these decks. $61, $86, $89, $92, $56. None of them are even over $100. Right, Dried Arbor, go. So the plan is cavern naming orc or archer, and then shoot the noble. I think my dream would be to see a player revolt. It's infect. All right, well I can shoot that, and I can shoot it uncounterably. Cavern, name archer, black. This one, orc. Ironically, wizards could actually build pauper challenger decks and sell them as is without having to cut anything for like 20 or 30 bucks. So yeah, I would like to see a player revolt for one of two things. Either everyone switches to pauper because it's actually affordable, or everyone self-regulates the ban list and refuses to play any formats that contain all the bullshit they've made, but it's never gonna happen. Invigorate, sure. At least we got that out of their hand now. All right, suspend Gargadon. Over to them. Guy attacks. We can't respond to that in any way. Okay, they're not pumping it. So we get to play... No, actually, we don't get to play Mayhem Devil. We're short of it, right? Yeah. F. Right, Gargadon ticks down because we're missing black mana for this. Veteran Explorer. So we're not missing black mana for it. All right, then. Dryad. Cast Veteran. I guess let's attack them. Swing. All right. Greater Gargadon. Sack Veteran. So use the ability. We need to fetch a swamp and... I guess red. I don't think it matters. I'll just get 2 swamps, I suppose. Now I'll get red. All right, if we can resolve Mayhem Devil, then we can 100% kill this thing. They didn't have any other basics in their deck? Not even an island? Huh. All right. Tap, tap, tap. Mayhem Devil. They do have Force of Will. Exiling Brainstorm. All right. Over to them. Blighted. All right. No Infect kill this turn. And we do have another Mayhem Devil. And we can flash Bowmasters out on the same turn. So, Gargadon. Combat. Attack with these guys. Devil. Tap, tap, tap. All right. Sack my Orc token. Shoot Blighted Agent. Yeah. All right. So Mayhem Devil, super important in this matchup. Let's see. So I want Blasts. I want Plague Engineer. I think that's it, though. Pernicious Deed's way too expensive to matter. So these guys, I don't want Oof. I don't want Safekeeper. The Spider blows a thing up. That matters, I suppose. Titania's super slow. So the cards I want to cut the most are probably Titania or Cabal Therapy. Probably just Titania. Like, the game should be over by the time that even matters. All right, let's do that. Is Gargadon just because it's a nice sack outlet? Yeah, it is. It pairs with a lot of things. It pairs with Mayhem Devil, it pairs with Veteran Explorer, it pairs with Titania. And then sometimes you cast it and it's a 9/7 with haste. Double Mayhems with Gargadon. All right. Oh, man, but our hand is super awkward on the mana front. So if we just draw any black or red source, it's fine. Unless, obviously, we just die on turn 2 or 3, but I'll keep it. By the way, they changed the suspend rules with Karlov, right? So does that functionally change how Gargadon works? All right, Verdant, fetch. You can choose not to cast it, but you can only activate it if it's suspended, right? So does it still count as suspended if it's exiled instead of being cast? Brainstorm. It wouldn't be suspended, right? It would just be in exile. Brainstorm. I like seeing no Infectors in play yet. Cracks Foothills. Savannah. What do they play that's white? All right, Bayou, that's good. Ink Moth. I should probably just Besage this now, right? Yeah. Float, or make it into a creature, so they're going to have some kind of hexproof thing. Legolas, Quick Reflexes. Okay. Gargadon, suspend. It becomes a Phyrexian, right? I'm just thinking, like, why do they have white? Is it for Swords to Plowshares or something? So if I play Plague Engineer, I'd have to name, like, Human, because if they just kill it, then the Ink Moth is online, versus if I play Devil, I have multiple shots at shooting it, but I probably have to sack a land immediately in order to hit Noble Hierarch. But then that leaves me with nothing to follow it up next turn. What if I just engineer and name Human and kill this off? Now let's just play Devil. I think this is the safest play that then allows me to follow it up with something else. All right, over to them. Is the Spider really worth it? I don't know. It seems like a random odd inclusion. So they do have Swords to Plowshares. All right, so activate, sack, Forest, trigger, target Noble. All right. Our guy dies. Arguably, maybe I shouldn't do that, but them having an additional mana really matters. Invigorate. Oh, are we just going to die now? Yeah. All right, sure. Why not sack the Mayhem? All right, I could have done that too. Either way, we're dead to just Ink Moth becoming gigantic. I mean, I think this still is correct. So we GSC for Dryad Arbor, and then we have GSC for 2 next turn, which doesn't matter. GSC for 3 gets the Indoraptor, which also doesn't matter. Or we can find Grist, which also probably doesn't matter. This hand's so awkward. We probably can't keep this. We just have no interaction, and it's slow. I guess I can GSC for Veteran Explorer, and then what? I can go like turn 1, suspend Gargadon, turn 2, GSC for Veteran Explorer, wait, pop it, land, and then I have X for 3, which can grab Grist, but that's, again, not that helpful. It'd be land number 1, land number 2, Veteran, 4 mana, play a land, 5 mana, GSC for Undermountain Adventurer, which also doesn't stop them from doing anything. Yeah, let's mull this. All right, I mean, that's basically the same hand, so keep, put back, I guess, a Swamp. All right, let's play Veteran. I guess I could have suspended this first instead because it reduces the counter by 1 as opposed to just having a 1/1, and the counter being reduced by 1 might matter more than just dealing them a damage here. This also, playing this first also plays around Daze though, but I guess I could have played around Daze anyway if I just played this turn 2. Fetch, drop, ponder. Wow, another Veteran Explorer? Jeez. Okay, combat. So attack. Did I cut both the Titanias? Yeah, I did. Verdant. Fetch. Let's grab Bayou. Play this dude. Spend Gargadon. So if I sack both of them right now, I get 4 mana and I GSC for Grist versus Undermountain Adventurer next turn. I probably want Grist in play so that if they play a Noble, I can just shoot it. Or if they play a Blighted Agent, I can just shoot it. So activate, sacking, Veteran. Triggers. So use the ability, green, black. Then activate, sack this, red. All right, GSC for 3. No, they have Daze. Oh well. Well, we've got a ton of mana. Nothing to do with it, though. Ink Moth, Cabal Therapy. What do I name? Invigorate is the thing that they can get the most power with. Embiggen is +5, right? And Invigorate's plus... No, yeah, Embiggen is +5. So I guess I name Embiggen. Cabal Therapy you. Embiggen. I love blind naming therapy in the dark. So great. They don't have that. Their hands Force, Invigorate, Ponder. So if I'd named Invigorate, I would have hit. Oh well. Ponder. Chooses to shuffle. Activate Ink Moth. Invigorate. All right, we take a bunch. Even if I sack everything to Gargadon, they can still just force it. So sacking a bunch of stuff to Gargadon is not worth it. Snuff out. All right. Well, they can just force that too, but at least we have it. Plays Misty. Activate Ink Moth. All right, try to shoot their guy. Force, exiling what? Exiling Force. All right, what can I GSZ for? The Spider has reach and can block. That seems terrible, though. Alternatively, I do what? This actually would have been a time when in Titania would have been good. I can't believe I got to this much mana. I can play Undermountain, then they just steal the initiative from me. So yeah, I guess we're going to go fetch the Spider just so it can block. All right, GSC. X is 4. Yeah, Spider. I think I actually need to sack my lands to Gargadon because I just don't have the time to wait. Opponent is fetching. Okay. Savannah. Oh, did they just have swords in their hand? Yeah. All right. Oh, I should have sacked that to Gargadon. Shit. I don't have time to wait. Let's just get Gargadon out. Wait, this doesn't have haste? Oh, it only gets haste if I naturally unsuspend it? Really? All right. Well, it doesn't have haste if I don't unsuspend it normally. Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, okay, sure. Well, now we lose the game. Oh, and they have the pump spell too. And it was the pump spell that we named originally that they didn't have at the time. We only have Once Upon a Time to get a land, and then we have nothing to do after that, so mull. Our opponent's a Yorion deck. Keep and throw away Collector Oof. Prismatic Vista for Swamp. Thoughtseize. So is it black and white D&T with Thoughtseize main? Like, what is this? All right, Forest, Safekeeper. Looking more like that. Swords to Plowshares. Sure. I'm not going to play Dryad because I don't want to expose it to Bowmasters. So let's just Badlands, suspend this, and then over to them. Caracas, Thalia. Okay. Play Verdant, fetch, Bayou or Taiga? I guess Bayou. Play Grist. Make a guy. Over to them. Plays Flicker Wisp. Targeting the token. So Gargadon, eat the token. Which puts Grist to 2 when Thalia attacks it. Which means I have no way of stopping Flicker Wisp. So Gargadon ticks down. Yuck. I guess I just shoot Flicker Wisp since this is going to die anyway. To Flicker Wisp. God, well, I guess they can't swords if they have it. So Dryad Arbor, -2. Sacrifice Dryad Arbor. Kill Flicker Wisp. And then we just pass to them. Thoughtseize. All right, Once Upon a Time. Beseiju, you say? I might very well want that just to get rid of Caracas. So, okay. Grab Beseiju. Thoughtseize fizzles out. That puts Yorion in their hand. Okay. I almost certainly want to blow up. Ooh. All right, Devil it is. I mean, I don't need to kill Thalia now. So let's just pass. So 2 unknown cards in Yorion. Solitude. Come on. All right, that resolves. And then I want to kill both of them, but I can't. There's just no way I'm going to be able to. So I got to get Solitude off the board. So we'll activate this, sacking a forest, trigger this devil and shoot Solitude, and then activate sacking the devil, target Solitude. That goes away. Thalia's still around. I can't sack more lands to get rid of Thalia. It's just like we're going to be too low on mana if I do that. Gargadon. Another devil, you say? All right. I don't think I can afford to get rid of Caracas. I guess I don't have to play Beseiju right now, though. Or so play devil. So they play Yorion, and then but they don't have anything to blink with it, at least at the moment. So, and I don't have anything else to do either, so I may as well hold Beseiju in my hand. Stoneforge, Mystic. Yuck. All right, what are they getting? Lion Sash. Okay, Lion Sash. I have to double sack to kill this thing. I just need to draw, like, actually something that does a thing. Like, some spell that's actually relevant here. Cabal Therapy. I guess I can take Yorion, sure. Cabal Therapy. Oh, I have to pay another one because of Thalia. Evoke Solitude is the last card in their hand. Fuck you. We're just gonna lose. I have to sack two different things. If I target the Lion Sash, they respond by activating it. So we have to kill Lion Sash, otherwise it's just gonna become gigantic. So I've got to sack the forest, targeting Lion Sash, then they respond. Then we respond by sacking the devil since it's gonna die anyway. And then we shoot the Lion Sash. We get to cast Gargadon at least. So resolve this ability, cast Gargadon, and Solitude dies, then Cabal Therapy resolves. They have no cards in their hand, so it doesn't matter what we name. There's just no way. Play Beseiju. All right, well, we've got a 9/7, so now we're both drawing off the top. Another Gargadon. Combat, blocks with Thalia. They just have an infinite block, right? Because then they Caracas it back to their hand, and then they replay Thalia. Yeah. I guess I should have held on to Beseiju. God damn. All right, suspend this. I mean, at least it costs them 3 mana a turn to do it, right? They're just not doing it. No, they are doing it. Stop doing the second main phase thing, guys. Stop it. It's just obnoxious. If they have infinite blocks, why not attack with Stoneforge? Unless they just happen to draw an equipment right now. All right, when they bounce it, I can Therapy Thalia out of their hand. Combat. Attack. Block. Caracas. Then Therapy. Thalia. Guardian. They have a second Caracas in their hand. Okay. If you have cards in hand and combat stuff, second main is fine. Otherwise, it's just kind of odd. No, it's not fine because all you're doing is wasting everyone's time. Your opponent, like, if your opponent has no cards in their hand, like, there's no possibility that they can respond to you. Or it's irrelevant whether they respond to you on the first or second main, then you're literally just being you're just being a jerk. You're just wasting everybody's time or trying to, quote unquote, get them to cast a spell when they don't need to. Combat. I see players do that all the time where they try to get you to like tap out or, cast your card when you don't need to by, oh, I've skipped my first main phase, so I don't have anything to play, so you're going to cast your spells now. Play Veteran Explorer. Can I name lands? No. Not that I would name Caracas even if I could. Hey, well, there's a Beseiju. All right, combat, swing, Swords to Plowshares. Sure. I'll gain the life. Actually, is it more important to gain the life? No, it isn't. I should just sack it. Get this Gargadon down faster. Which matches this 4? Yeah, this is round 4. Thoughtseize, sure. All right, well, we're both not doing much. Tick Gargadon down to 5 counters. Cavern of Souls. Combat, swing. I guess I'll Cavern on Devil so that if I draw Mayhem Devil and they wasteland the Badlands, I still have the mana for it. Skyclave Apparition. All right, well, we'll go ahead and sack that now. The ability, let's grab a swamp and a mountain. They grab some plains, marsh flats. Okay, so they have nothing in their hand. So is it worth it for me to sack 4 lands to put Gargadon into play right now? Then on my turn, I attack them. They block or don't block. Either they go to 1 or they block with Skyclave. And then the problem is that we're still both kind of playing off the top, even in that situation. And so if I sack a whole bunch of lands right now and then they just like untap and have a removal spell for Gargadon, then we're so far behind. Yeah, it's not worth it. I guess I only have sack 3 if I do it on my turn, right? I go sack 3 and then cast it off the suspend. That means the only thing I can't play is Titania. I think that's worth it. So trigger on the stack, sack Beseiju, sack Cavern, and then I guess I sack the swamp, right? Yeah, sack the swamp. All right, then the last one comes off and it has haste now, right? Cast. No, it doesn't have haste. Aren't suspend creatures supposed to have haste? Oh, wait, no, they don't have haste. No, they are supposed to have haste, right? Why am I not allowed to attack with this? Once upon a time. Well, there's Titania, which I can't play now. So I guess we'll grab Bowmasters. Play this. Is Gargadon bugged or something? Or am I not understanding the mechanic? All right, Flash and Bowmasters. Go to combat. Attack with everything. They drew a Bowmasters. Yeah. Block, block. They're attacking with Skyclave. Okay. Go to combat. Swing. They drew their Solitude. Their third Solitude in their 80-card Yorion deck. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, yeah. Play Oof. Swing with everything. I guess I'm just blocking this. Come on. Come on. That's not even good, right? Like, if I play that, I get the initiative, then they attack me. I guess it blocks everything, so, like... But then they steal the initiative, and then I can't attack them back. I guess I can fetch Dryad Arbor. Okay, so... Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing anything else. I can't just play... I guess I can't just play nothing. Oh, wait, no. Dryad Arbor is in my graveyard. All right, well, never mind. So they attack with multiple creatures, not Solitude. All right, block here. And they take the initiative. Mother of Runes. Oh, my God. And now they're going to make it so I can't attack into them anymore. Let's thin our deck. All right, we no longer have the initiative. This has Vigilance, at least. All right, combat, swing. So Solitude dies. Play Veteran. They've had literally the best possible draw they could have every single turn, right? It's just absolutely fucking insane. Scrying, 2 to the bottom, then no attacks. All right, combat. We drew Snuff out so I can at least kill this Mom after they activate it. So swing, swing, block there, block there. Okay, Mom gives that a color. Kill Mom. All right, these trade, Veteran Explorer, use the ability, grab the last 2 basics out of my deck. So now they make a... treasure token, right? And then I still can't attack into them because they block, and then they make a skeleton, and then I still can't attack into them because they block, and trade with the skeleton because it's a 4/1. Indoraptor, combat, attack, block with Bowmaster. Well, I'm forced to play Indoraptor this turn so that I can actually get the initiative back next turn. So Indoraptor. Oh, right, it's legendary, so they can just Karakas it. Failed to find on their fetch. All right, they didn't Karakas it, at least not on the end step. Yep, there's the skeleton. They drew Cauldra. So now I actually cannot attack them anymore. Snuff out. Amazing. Both their creatures are black. All right, we're going to lose this game, so... Oh, what do I want? All this stuff. Possibly Opposition Agent. No, definitely want Opposition Agent because of Stoneforge. What's bad? Oof. I mean, yeah, they have maybe Aether Vial. Doubt it. Even if they do, I don't care. They have equipment, but that's basically just Jite and that's it. Caldra's already a creature. I definitely don't want Cabal Therapy. I'm not just blind naming whatever against their deck. And that leaves 2 more cuts. Plague Engineer can name like Human and kill Mom off. And Thalia. Honestly, Veteran Explorer just isn't that great in that matchup. They have a million basics, so... And are really grindy. I guess I would want Oof more than Veteran Explorer. Alright, let's do that. Indoraptor? Yep. That was amazingly game 1, by the way. So now we're on game 2. GSC, Dryad Arbor's in my hand. Alright, keep this. Once Upon a Time. Probably need lands. Actually, that's not true. Well, it is true if they wasteland me. Let's take Titania. Veteran, or Verdant, fetch, Taiga, red, suspend this. Over to them. All right, no wasteland. Vista, we're getting Thoughtseized again. How are you playing Thoughtseize in your 80-card Yorion grindy game deck that has Thalia in it? How? They took Veteran Explorer. Yeah, okay. So fucked, so fucked. All right, go to them. Oh, Bowmasters. All right, Gargadon, sack the Dryad Arbor. At least you don't get your token. And now we're just mono-screwed. Cool. Yep, we're mono-screwed. Apparently I shouldn't have taken Titania. I should have taken a land. I don't know. I wasn't expecting them to turn 1 Thoughtseize the Veteran Explorer out of my hand. Thalia. So now even if I draw a land, I can't cast Once Upon a Time. Back to them. Take damage. Stoneforge. Yeah, we're going to lose. Cauldra. So now they put Cauldron into play, and then we just lose the game. All right, that's that. All right, I'm not continuing. So Nic Fit, let me say, when I started the deck, so I've known about Nic Fit for a long time, and when I looked at this deck, I thought, this deck looks like trash, and it is in fact trash. It is so schizophrenic with random one-ofs that are awful. Oh, but you can GSZ for them. Yeah, I don't want to pay 5 mana to get a fucking spider, or 4 mana for Grist. Like, it's terrible. Veteran Explorer isn't even that good. There's like all these random one-ofs that are just garbage. Cabal Therapy is just randomness the deck. Like there's no other hand disruption in the deck. So you never know what you're gonna, like what you need to name, even in specific matchups. It's just awful. Like none of it comes together well. Anyway, your media recommendation of the day is Joyeux Noël, aka Merry Christmas in English. This is a World War I movie, and it tells the true story of how there was a specific engagement between the different factions at a certain point in the war, and how they had a ceasefire during Christmas, and all of the soldiers from each enemy camp came together to have a night of drinking and shared dinner. It's the same soldiers that were previously shooting at each other and shelling each other's camps. And it's the story of exactly what happened. Highly recommended. And that's going to be Nic Fit. So actually, one more thing. I was thinking about this during the break, and I think one of the problems with Nic Fit is that it's just not, it doesn't have a focused game plan. So for example, if you look at other green mid-range decks like Depths or Maverick, right? So like Depths, this is also sort of a green mid-rangey deck. Like you've got Knight of the Reliquary and Elvish Reclaimer, and your plan is to go grab Dark Depths and make a big 20/20 flyer and just kill your opponent, right? It's something that you can do at instant speed. That's difficult for your opponent to interact with. And even in Maverick, which is not all in on the Depths plan, and again, like sometimes Maverick doesn't even play that either, you have a much more focused game plan with more ways of disrupting your opponent, like a better curve, whereas Nic Fit, you need a lot to come together, right? You need like the veteran explorers to ramp you into the thing, but not ramp your opponent in a way that matters. And you've got like all these different cards that have nothing to do with each other. So things like, so the Mayhem Devil sack plan, right, has nothing to do with the initiative or collector, like these random one-ofs or bowmasters even. Like it has nothing to do with any of that. And then the big payoff, you don't have a Dark Depths. Your big payoff is usually either it's like have a ton of permanents in play with Mayhem Devil and a sack outlet, which is a lot to ask, or it's have Titania in play with Gargadon and then sack everything to make a bunch of 5/3s, which is again a lot to ask. It means you have to have Gargadon on suspend, you have to have cast and resolve Titania. Like it's way too much to come together. So it's not the idea. So it's like it's not that a green mid-range deck can't work, because it clearly can with Maverick. It's that this incarnation of a green mid-range deck doesn't work. It's trying to be good stuff without enough good stuff. Well, it's trying to be, it's not even really trying to be good stuff, because like Mayhem Devil isn't a good stuff card, it's a synergy card. So it's not even good stuff. But anyways, yeah, that's what I think.